Hey guys, what's going on? It's Matty Collins here, back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna be looking at the $10,000 worth of photo equipment and video equipment that I've amassed over the past 2 or 3 years.
Why you flex so hard?
Currently, I use it as a YouTuber and a travel photographer and doing a little bit of video on the side. So without further ado, roll that intro. So first off, thank you to all my subscribers. It's amazing to see my channel start growing and gaining some momentum. So thank you all for that. I am currently still traveling in mainland China right now. And right now I'm on an island called Hainan. It's in mainland China and it's near Vietnam. I'm in a city called Sanya and it's pretty beautiful here. That's enough travel talk. As mentioned, we are gonna be going over all my cameras and lenses and bags and microphones and lights and miscellaneous cables and things like that I travel with when I take off either domestically traveling in China or typically when I travel in Asia. All right, so jumping right into this is my A camera, we'll call it, and it's the Canon EOS RP. This camera comes in just body alone about $999 US, I believe. And it's amazing for photography, so it's my #1 choice for camera to grab for photography, and probably not for video. It does have really good 1080p capabilities, but currently I like shooting everything in 4K to future-proof myself and also to crop in post. So yeah, this is my A camera, amazing for photography, and I do sometimes use it for video. All right, so my B camera we're shooting with right now, it's the Sony ZV-1, and it comes in at around $649 US. This camera is amazing for me for shooting videos if I want that different look because it has picture profiles on it. I don't have to shoot in 1080. I can shoot everything in like 4K, 24 frames per second. And if I want slow-mo, then I go back to 1080 with it. So this is my video beast on vacation, whereas the Canon RP is my photo beast when I'm shooting on vacation. I also use the Sony ZV-1 a lot for YouTube videos because the setup process for just doing something like this, like a simple A-roll, is a lot quicker and more convenient for me than the Canon RP. All right, next up is my trusty GoPro Hero 7. And if you're in the market for a GoPro or something like this, and you're on a budget, I highly recommend going with the 7 and not below. This is because they have hyper smooth, and it started on the Hero 7. This is like amazing stabilization when you're walking around. You don't have to put it on a gimbal or tripod or anything like this to get just like amazing smooth video footage. So that's why I love this thing. I also love it because none of my other cameras that I travel with are waterproof. So I love getting some like unique different shots with that and take it anywhere. I throw this thing around. It's all scratched up, banged up, but I guess we'll call this my C camera. And I love it because it's tough, durable. I can get really good pictures and videos out of it. You're not gonna get anything like a shallow depth of field with the Hero series, but that's not what they're for. So anyways, my rough and tough camera, my waterproof camera, and take it anywhere. And if I drop it, it's not the end of the world. I think these things, like you could pick this up probably for $300 US right now, but I think I paid about 600 new with all the accessories. Next up is my aerial camera. I use the DJI Mavic Air 2, and this thing on Amazon right now is $999 US. I think that's the Fly More combo, so you're gonna get all the batteries with it and stuff, which I highly recommend. Don't travel with this thing if you only have one battery, because you only get about 20 minutes worth of flight time. So if you want an hour, get the Fly More combo, and this thing is just amazing. The photo and video that I've gotten out of this thing over the past year has been just epic. And also I had the Mavic Air first version. I also had the Mavic Pro first version. So I've been flying drones for probably about 3 or 4 years, and this is where I get like the most perspective, like cool shots. This and the GoPro. It's just a different look than your standard field of view that I get on my ZV-1 and RP. So highly recommend learning how to fly and picking up one of these. It's really not that difficult. This thing shoots amazing 4K and 48 megapixel photos. So I love it for that, and I'll put some up on the screen now. So the last camera is not with me, unfortunately, but it is the Insta 360 1X, and it's the first version of this. I think you can pick one up for about $300 US right now. I don't find it on Amazon, but the X2, the second version of it, is about $429 to $469 on Amazon. It's really cool, but highly recommended that you have like the invisible selfie stick with it. I went and got a third-party one, and it had like this motion blur where the stick was, which actually ruined all my footage and probably why I'm not traveling with it now. So I gotta get around to picking up like the Insta official selfie stick, and it's like that invisible rod. Then I'll start using it a lot more. What I don't like about the 360 and that version is it does have a tendency to get like there's two lenses on the front and back, and there's no real coverage for it. So if you scratch that lens, you can't replace it, and that's pretty brutal. So you have to be super careful with it. And then lastly, the other thing I don't like about it is it's not even like splash proof or waterproof. So you can't take it, an action camera, anywhere near water, and I also don't like that about it. All right, next up, we will talk about lenses. And yes, now I'm wearing a funny hat. So first on our list is the Canon RF lens, and it's a 35mm 1.8 lens. A 35mm prime is good for a lot of different scenarios, so that's why I keep this in my bag. It's cheap, you can shoot in low light, and I just love it. All right, so the second lens that I like to travel with is a telephoto lens. This is a 75 to 300 Canon EF lens, and this comes in at $199, so pretty cheap if you need something for wildlife or you just like having a telephoto in your bag. Yes, there are way better quality lenses out there, but this definitely does the job for $199, and I'll share some pictures with you. It also has attached this ComLight EF to RF mount adapter, and this is necessary if you're shooting on like a RF camera and you do have some EF lenses from the past. So it just screws right on, and this ComLight adapter is about 50 bucks right now on Amazon. All right, and last but not least, if I need a super wide angle for anything, I'm not shooting any vlogs on this trip, but if I need that, I would go to the Hero 7. And then also the Sony ZV-1 has a 24 to 70mm 1.8 to 2.8 aperture lens on it. So I could, if I was shooting vlogging anyways, I would be using the Sony ZV-1, and that has a 24mm field of view, which is good enough if I'm holding it far away, but typically you'd want like a 16mm lens for vlogging.
In part 2 we discuss bags, microphones, laptop and must-have accessories.
That about wraps up the video for today. I hope you enjoyed just looking through my camera bag, seeing what equipment I shoot with. Share in the comments below what you shoot with, and we'll see you in the next video. Matty out. Peace.